we're on a quest today. I want to know for sure if this holiday season is busier or slower than it was this time last year. We're going to go land by land, attraction by attraction, last year versus this year. And along the way, we'll get some food, some drinks, do some park science, and enjoy a lovely Christmas season day at California Adventure. This is our State of DCA report. This is Fresh Baked. And with that, let's get the best hour you can possibly spend at Disney California Adventure with a vibe check down Buena Vista Street. Coming to you on a Monday morning at 11:19, a frosty, cloudy, Christmassy Monday morning, about as Christmassy as it gets here in Southern California. It's 61 degrees out right now, and that's about all that we can hope for most years for Christmas. Usually, oh hey, monorail. Most years it's kind of toasty out, not at all cold, not at all rainy or snowy or anything like that. The best we can hope for is if it's slightly chilly, which is what we've got today. Looking forward to a wonderful, wonderful afternoon. I'm curious to see how this day plays out. You know, I've got a plan, an idea. I remember last year I was lamenting this exact point a year ago, December 16th, I think it was. Today being the 15th, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, the 15th. And I remember lamenting how slow it was. And this is a debate, this is a conversation we have often on this channel about, you know, the consistency and the quality of the crowds. But I feel like it's been maybe a little busier. I don't know, certainly the reservation calendar for Magic Keys has been more difficult. But I feel like the crowds are just a little bit more alive this year. So we're gonna have an opportunity today to look back at exactly a year ago, and I'm gonna be taking moments, hopefully, where I'll be able to compare how things, we're getting here at roughly the same time. I believe we're here an hour later in the afternoon last year. So today, hopefully, we'll get similar setup. How's it gonna turn out? What is gonna happen today relative to last year? And then we'll look forward to other things such as maybe getting something to eat. I don't know if I'm gonna be getting something to drink, but I tell you what, it is kind of chilly. And I think the first thing I wanna do while I'm here at Carthay Circle, right in front of Fiddler, Pfeiffer, and Practical Cafe, AKA Starbucks, I think I need a piping hot beverage, as my good friend Adam would say. So we're gonna take a quick stop over here. I haven't been into Fiddler, Pfeiffer, and oh my goodness, I guess I am not the only person looking for a hot beverage on a cold day. I have not been in here in months, but it sure does sound good. A nice cup of joe. And it is absolutely popping in here. There are a few tables, but not a lot of tables here at all. Good luck finding someplace to sit inside Fiddler, which you can do. You can't do that on the Starbucks on Main Street in Disneyland. Well, there are a few tables, but not really. It's mostly queue space, but they made this place enormous. Fiddler and Pfeiffer Practical Cafe is purpose-built to be a Starbucks, purpose-built to be a cafe, unlike the former Market House on Main Street. So it was purpose-built to hold a bunch of people. I don't know why I'm observing this. I'm channeling my friend Adam again. Let's get that coffee. All right, about 15 minutes later, mission accomplished. Got my piping hot beverage. Coffee of choice being a Pike Black. Well, actually, just a little bit of cream just to cool it off a little bit, but I do prefer a black coffee. And now, we can get this show started. Actually, before we even get to Hollywood Boulevard in the back lot, let's talk about this scene that we're finding right out here on Buena Vista Street. With respect to comparing that to last year. Last year it was downright quiet and dead. There was hardly anybody on the street at about noon versus today. I mean, it feels kind of alive, actually really alive compared to, you know, it makes me, I feel like, oh, this is kind of chill, kind of quiet, there's no big deal. Last year was definitely not like this. Last year was quiet as can be. And if I recall, that wound up being a theme for the rest of the day, and often that is the case when we do these shows. There's sort of a narrative, a crowd narrative that we try to track and see how things go, but already I can tell. It's interesting because you would think maybe not. It feels like maybe, well, it's too early to say. I don't want to get into it now, but this certainly does feel more alive and busy today, this morning, than it did this day last year. Same story as we walk down Hollywood Boulevard. Hey, there's Daisy. Same story. It is significantly, visibly more crowded here on Buena Vista, or I keep doing it, on Hollywood Boulevard than it was this time last year. By the way, you can also notice a beautiful day. So not even the hazy skies today are dissuading guests from arriving here at Hollywood Boulevard at DCA at this morning. So that's really encouraging in terms of people making choices and being excited about going to Disneyland. I was just taking a photo with some fans, and she had asked me, is it usually this hazy? And on the one hand, I want to say, no, this season has been remarkably warm, very warm winter this year. This is the coldest day we've had so far, and it's not even 60 in terms of the afternoon. But it's been a very warm winter. It's also very little in terms of skies like this. Normally, this is burned off by now, and I'm hoping that this continues, because I would love it if we could have at least 1 week of something that resembles a wintry day.
A few weeks ago, I showed you guys one of our new favorite websites, Whatnot. It's a live streaming shopping platform where you can buy, sell, or auction anything that you are interested in. Lately, I've been in the mood for vintage sweatshirts, vintage t-shirts, things that come from my generation, 80s and 90s, just like those DVDs. So I fired up Whatnot, did a search for vintage Disney sweatshirts, found an auction right away. And can I just say, I absolutely love this whole auction process. There's something entertaining, something fascinating about this whole thing that draws me in. I'm really captivated by just watching people show their favorite things that are interesting, and watching other people be interested in those things as well. Anyway, first auction, not 10 minutes in, and I found this beauty right here. Literally exactly what I'm looking for. No mistaking that it's Disney, and there's no mistaking what decade this is from. I absolutely love it. I can't wait to wear it. Now, that's what I'm into, but there's no doubt they can find what you're into as well. Disney pins, for example. You could do a search for Disney pins right now and probably find a half dozen auctions happening at this very minute. Or if you don't want to sit through an auction, if you want to see more stuff now, all you got to do is do that same search and look for products instead of shows, and you can scroll somebody's entire inventory and just place a buy now offer. Super easy, super quick, super fun. So glad I found Whatnot, because now it's so much easier to find that vintage stuff that I want, that I can't find. I can't go to a store and find. You can't find things in stores anymore. You can't even. This is awesome. Whatnot is the perfect solution for somebody like me, and hopefully somebody like you as well. In fact, Whatnot would love to have you experience this live streaming shopping platform so much that they're willing to give you a $15 credit towards your next purchase. Use the link in the description or scan the QR code. Tell them Fresh Baked sent you. Love Whatnot. We'll see them again soon, but for now, we got to get back to work.
Somebody waits for you. Guess everyone's for me. Have a holly jolly Christmas. And in case you didn't hear.
And now I've just realized this is going to be our last report, our last State of DCA report before the Christmas season. That kind of bumps me out a little. It's come and gone so fast. It's been here. It's so fast. Like I was waiting for the Halloween season to end. And now I'm like, are we here already? There's just 1 week left of Christmas, and I know that's going to go into, there's a week after. I don't count that. I don't count that at all. I mean, when December 26th, I don't want to see Christmas out here. I mean, I know why they do it, because people are coming in from hi guys, from out of town. They want them to experience a little bit of Christmas, but man, Christmas is over. It is over on December 26th. That'll bring us to the Hollywood backlot. What is the state of the Hollywood backlot? Once more, it's a little more alive than we've seen in previous weeks. Last week it was dead. We caught a 10-minute wait. 10 minutes on Mike and Sully's To the Rescue. I was so flabbergasted I actually had to just get in that queue and find out. Before we go check on that queue, let me update you guys on what's happening here at the backlot. This is going to be, as you probably are aware by now, the future home of Avatar Pandora. They're going to do an Avatar experience, one ride, thematic, elements, etc. At least we assume it's just one ride. That's all they've shown us so far. And part of that process is going to be closing this half of the backlot and closing Mike and Sully To the Rescue. I had thought a couple weeks ago I had heard some whispers that we might have a date by now in terms of when Monsters Inc. might close, but that it would be delayed. And perhaps that's why because I was going to say we haven't gotten a date yet. We don't have a closing date, and it's possible the reason why we don't have that date yet, when I thought we would, is because they're having a delay when they're gonna delay the closure of this because of issues that they were having previously with Avengers Infinity Defense. All these projects are symbiotic, and they're related to one another. So the Avengers Infinity Defense, Monsters Inc., and Avatar, the transportation hub out there, and its relationship to the Eastern Gateway being the new parking structure they're going to be building over there behind the hotels on Harbor Boulevard. That's going to connect. They're going to connect that parking structure, that parking lot, to the entrance, to the main entrance here. So all these things. Hi guys, how are you? Morning. All of these things are related, and thank you guys. I appreciate you. They're all related, and it's kind of like dominoes. So, if there's a delay on one, it's going to cause a delay on another. So, no date yet, no closure date yet announced for Mike and Sully to the rescue. Now, let's go check on that queue. We do have some archive footage of what this queue looked like a year ago. Also, that's very bad right now, by the way. Well, oh my gosh, it's just like before. A couple months ago, the Lightning Lane is. Hi guys, thank you guys. Good morning. Look at the size of this queue, and it's not even. Is it even 11:30? Of course it is. That's when we start. It's 11:47, and it is bonkers. But hi guys, they're there. An absolutely diabolical looking Lightning Lane queue, right? Wait till you see this. 2 planters. Nobody's getting in the Monsters Inc. queue right now. This time last year, our footage showed that the queue went to the 3rd planter, so the back 3 were not used, just like, or the back 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Back 3 were not being used, just like they are today, plus 1 more. So this standby queue, while it looks better than it did last year, these guests are in a worse situation, in my opinion, due to the extreme nature of that Lightning Lane situation, which is not going to get resolved anytime soon. These guys are going to be posted here for a little while. I do not like the looks of this queue. This is not a good looking queue. This is a no-go for me right now for Monsters Inc., considering as an attraction, as an entertainment, it's just not worth it. I'm sorry. I mean, I like Monsters Inc., I really do. Just like I like, hi guys, see you around, have fun today. Just like I like any dark ride. I love dark rides, but I don't know if I'm gonna wait 45 minutes. I wouldn't wait 45 minutes for Peter Pan. I would wait 30 for Pan. But you're waiting here 30 easy. It could be more if Lightning Lane continues the way it is right now. I wonder if we're gonna get into something to drink today. I mean, I do love a margarita here at Disneyland. I do love the Irish hot chocolate. I had one of those on our closing the parks video, which I'm not sure. I think that went out yesterday, I think. But I don't know if we're gonna, I mean, so far I'm enjoying still my coffee. But yeah, what kind of food and what kind of drink might we get into today? We shall see. Check that out, just like that. The 5 and Dime are done with their set over there at Carthay Circle. By the way, if I have never said this before, that is my absolute favorite Dime. She is so good. I love watching her perform. And the rest of the other 5, I guess, of the 5 and Dime. They're terrific. I love this show. Quiet though, as we approach Mission Breakout. See that? Hi guys, how are you? Hi guys. This could be, well, for any number of reasons, but I'm not going to read too much into that. But we do have, once more, a look at Mission Breakout, some archive footage. This is from a year ago, and it was pretty quiet out here for this clip. It looks like there was a little bit of Lightning Lane, and standby was posted at 40 minutes, and then if we went around the backside, it was pretty open as well back there. So a slow start to this morning last year. This year, it looks almost identical, does it not? It looks almost identical. A little bit of Lightning Lane queue sticking out here. Let's go see what the posted wait time is. It was 40 a year ago. I don't know why, I'm really enjoying this. I'm enjoying seeing how things compare. And look at that, it's almost identical. 40 right here as well. And now they just bumped it to 45. Okay, so it is still factually a little bit busier today, according to the data. But we'll take a look at the back side of the queue. As I mentioned last year, there was about 3/4 capacity when we walked back there. And today it is perhaps about the same, maybe slightly, fractionally busier in there. It looks fuller, but there's a lot of gaps, there's a lot of movement, a lot of space in between the guests, so they're not completely compressed. Oh man, that is a very sexy looking queue right there. Guys, if you were trying to figure out whether or not you should get into this queue, if you see this queue in the future and it looks like this, that's a go. I would get out of the Monsters Inc. queue and get into the Mission Breakout queue. This looks positively delightful. Look at all that movement. I'm seeing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sections that are moving right now. Now, for those of you who watch our show regularly, you are familiar with how I analyze queues in that sense. If not, if you're new to this show, thank you for watching. If you're new to this show, check out the video we did last week. It was called The One Thing, the one tip that I would suggest that you follow if you want to improve how you visit Disneyland. If you want to improve your experience at Disneyland, there's one thing that I would ask you to learn and to do while you're here at Disneyland, and it's just that. Put eyes on the queue. Don't ignore the posted wait time. I mean, use it. Hey guys, hi, how are you?
Good to see you.
You too, guys, thank you. You can use it as a starting point, but then after that, it becomes is it or isn't. You know, do I feel confident that I'm going to beat that 45-minute queue, or do I think it's going to be worse? In this case, I feel very confident that that's better than 45 minutes. You're going to have yourself a breezy little queue there, I believe, just by judging how quickly that queue that we saw back there moving. Watch that video if you didn't. It's very informative. There's 4 case studies on my observations and how they play out. And I think it's a very important thing that guests can learn how to do to just maybe just even just a little bit improve how you feel. How much more confident will you be in the parks instead of just being at the mercy of the crowds and wondering, I don't know, am I in the right queue or not? Did I make a good choice? Don't you hate it when you think, oh my God, we made the wrong choice, we're in the wrong line? It would drive me nuts. So watch that video if you didn't, and let's get back to work. Did you guys hear that? I don't know if you heard that. I got the mic on, so maybe you didn't, but there's some sounds of screaming coming out of Mission Breakout right now. People are enjoying themselves. Last night, in preparation for this day, I looked at the tip board. I wanted to see how busy things were. This was at about 6:30 last night, and I just wanted to see if it was busy. And so we're going to, real quick, Goofy Sky School, 35 minutes. Grizzly River Run, 5. It's cold out. Guardians was 65, and Incredicoaster 60. So that's busy. But everything else, look at that, 5, 5, 10, 15. Just the major attractions. This is at 6 o'clock last night. This is a very busy time normally for DCA. 75 for Radiator Springs, but everything else, just the 4 big ones. Radiator Springs, Toy Story, not even Soarin'. Mission Breakout, and I guess Incredicoaster. It actually reminds me of the tip board we did this time last year. Stay tuned for that. We're going to be looking at the tip board again later this afternoon after lunch. For now, let's get into Avengers Campus, see how crowded things are here. Anticipation is medium. Medium for the future of Avengers Campus. I worry, I really do. They're going to build this super expensive, magnificent attraction that could be amazing, but for whatever reason, I have fears that it's not going to be great. And that's based on maybe perhaps on my own levels of interest. I love Marvel, don't get me wrong. I love Marvel films, but yeah, lately I just, what I'm worried about is the collective. How are people, is there Marvel fatigue? Is Doomsday, is it really going to achieve? Because it's obvious what they're trying to do. It's obvious what they're trying to do with Doomsday. They tried to reset, I don't know what phase they're in with the most recent Marvel films, but they have not penetrated. They have not penetrated the masses like they were hoping. And so they're trying to reboot things. They're trying to, revitalize the franchise, as it were, with this Doomsday stuff, bringing back all of those actors instead of trying to, restart new ones like the New Avengers? I forget the ones, with what's her face and what's her face and what's his face. You see what I mean? They're not burned in like the other ones are. And I can watch, Iron Man and Doctor Strange and Thor movies all day long. But I have not gone back and watched, what is the name? Thunderbolts. What is the name? I have not gone back and watched that film. So maybe, I don't know if it's just me or if everybody else is with it, but I'm a little, so Doomsday, I'm hoping that it does what they wanted to do. And it's going to factor in right here. They're going to bring, well, it's not, it's the revitalization hopefully will affect this attraction as well. I'm just, as I mentioned in our construction report on Monday, I'm more excited for Portos. I'm more excited for Portos than I am Avengers Infinite Defense. Don't hate me. I'm just trying to be honest. That's all I'm saying. I'm just trying to be honest. Let's get going to our next stop here. Web Slingers, not my favorite attraction. Also, standby is posted at 40 minutes. Quick peek over here, says that's a medium-sized lightning lane queue. This is quite empty. Very, very empty. Incredibly empty. Are they? Oh, it is though, because they are in the blue bullpen. I can see guests back there, although it doesn't look very dense. You can kind of see a lot of movement there through the little slats. So I would expect by the time we get around this corner that we're going to see a very loose crowd back here in the blue bullpen. Yeah, they're not using all of the movement I was seeing was watching guests walk through these switchbacks. So they're at about maybe half capacity back there in the bullpen. So that's about 10 minutes, maybe 7 or 8, plus maybe another 25 out here. Yeah, so that 40 is kind of ish. It's kind of bright, maybe less. You're going to beat the 40, I think. This though is one of those attractions that it's difficult to be confident about, no matter what you see back here. Very difficult to be confident back here because I've been in this queue many times where I just get stuck. Like the last time I was here, I did it on a was it a rope drop morning, and I wound up bouncing. I wound up getting out. I just couldn't handle it because you don't know if they go down in the middle. They didn't. There's only two rooms, screens, pre-shows, whatever. Or is there? Anyway, if they lose part of their capacity, they don't shut the ride down because it's not broken. They don't have to stop the whole ride. They're just limited in capacity. So the attraction stays open, but it's running on a much lighter number of vehicles, and that affects standby greatly. Kind of like Smuggler's Run. They don't ever have to close Smuggler's Run because there's an abundant amount of pods. But if they're running at half the pods, then that's half the normal capacity. It's double the standard standby. But you can never know. You don't know. You can't like, what are you gonna do? Ask a cat, hey, how many pods you got going? I don't know. Maybe you could. I've never been bold enough to do that because I feel like that's like I don't think they want to tell you. Yeah, you know, keep it on. But we're running short. I don't know. But I have asked that at Soarin' because there's only 2 screens. So are you running 1 screen or 2? And I feel good about asking that because it's pretty obvious when they're not. But for other attractions, man, it is hard to tell. It is hard. Spider-Man doing his thing. Absolutely love Spider-Man. Not my favorite attraction, but damn fine meet and greet. This guy is the best. I've been on record on that many times. So we are now going to break for lunch. And that lunch today is at Smoke Jumper's Grill. You know, I've noticed when I was looking for something to eat today, lately I've been having trouble finding things. The turnover here, the new foods at DCA have not been happening regularly. I've eaten everything. I think I've had it all, including the stuff that's at the kiosk. And I've eaten all the Festival Holidays food. I've eaten all the Festival, I think, or most all of the Festival Holiday foods that's at the dining locations like Paradise Garden Grill, etc. What's left are basically drinks, and that's part of what we're doing here for lunch. But I'm waiting for this menu to turn over a little bit more often, and I'm starting to get a little frustrated. We're choosing today the chicken strips because, well, that's like the only thing that I've never had here at Smoke Jumper's Grill. I mean, I had chicken strips here at Disneyland before. I've had them at Golden Horseshoe and at Hungry Bear. I don't, for whatever reason, I have limited optimism. that these are going to be as good as the ones that we had at Hungry Bear chicken strips were phenomenal. Those were 5 out of 5, if I recall. Part of that, though, was the amazing array of barbecue sauce that you could choose from. Here you get just basically the one choice, and that's just regular barbecue sauce. And so we got that, plus we got a tasty beverage. This, I believe, is seasonal, though I'm not sure. Yes, it is seasonal. We'll be trying out the Caramel Pecan Irish Cream Cold Brew Cocktail. Now, I mentioned before I love the Irish hot chocolate. This is a cold brew, so it's Irish cold brew. Hopefully it's as good. We'll get into that in a minute, but first, let's talk about these chicken strips. They feel a little average. Just picking this up, I'm not getting the same vibe, the same quality vibe that I got from Hungry Bear, as I mentioned, plus the basic run-of-the-mill barbecue sauce. Fingers crossed. Let's go fresh baked. Cheers. I'm happy to report those are pretty good. Very crunchy, which I love. Nothing worse than sort of undercooked, flimsy-ish chicken strip, right? One that is a little too cold, and I want to know that this thing is cooked. And my wife is the same way. I want it to be crunchy and hot. This is not that. And there's a look at the white meat, I guess, I'm assuming. It's always been, I am regretting still though, that we get just the one kind of sauce. I wouldn't mind trying some of that golden barbecue that they have at Hungry Bear with this. But all in all, after just a few bites, I got no complaints. Strip is hot and crunchy. Sauce is tasty, slightly spicy. You get three chicken strips total with your plate, which, by the way, is selling for $13.49, coming with crinkle cut fries, although you can modify that order. You can sub out for $1, you can get onion rings instead, or for $4.79 more, you can get those fried pickles, which are outstanding, although I don't think that's a particularly good value. Or you can get, mandarin oranges, which are fine. They're good, but they don't taste as good as French fries or onion rings. Speaking of which, these are they. I went for the fries instead of the onion rings today. I love crinkle cut fries. These look pretty crispy and tasty. Again, the reason why I like crinkle cut is because of the crispiness. And just for whatever reason, like a cold regular French fry, it just doesn't work. But even if these are even a little bit cold, they're still better. Very good choice, crinkle cut fries. Now, let's get into this potential beauty here. This is the Caramel Pecan Irish Cream Cold Brew Cocktail. Irish cream liqueur, pecan cold brew, salted maple cold foam, caramel drizzle, and waffle pieces. So that crumble on the top are waffle pieces. And there is, as I mentioned, I wonder if I need to stir this at all. Probably so. It looks like it's just Irish cream liqueur, so it's not going to be particularly alcoholic, I would say. $18.50 for this drink right here. $18.50, man, oh man. And I feel like that's actually pretty standard, though. I don't want to bang on Disney for this, because you go to any place and you'll spend that much. You can. A lot of these dining locations have the same drinks that you can get at the Festival of Holiday, the marketplace, the kiosk, for example. They have the berry pomegranate Paloma. That's one of the ones you can get over here. And that was the first drink we had when we did Festival of Holidays. I really enjoyed that. It's great, so you can opt for that instead. But I wanted to get something I've never had before. Stir that up just a little bit. I don't want to break up the top of this thing, because it's, there we go. Because it looks really pretty at the top, and I don't want to break that up yet. Maybe later. Let's go. Wow. I think I might be becoming a whiskey fan. I don't usually like dark liqueurs. Oh, actually, this is not, is it? It's just Irish cream liqueur, so it's not whiskey. What's in Irish cream liqueur? I don't know. It tastes like whiskey to me. It tastes like the same thing that we had at and I'm not a mixologist, so I don't know things. I'm going to sound stupid probably when I talk about this, but I really like that Irish hot chocolate, and this is delicious also. But normally I favor, the clear alcohols of vodka and tequila, and then gin to some extent. This is delicious. Dangerous too. All right. Well, I'm going to finish the last two pieces of my chicken strips and my French fries and that yummy, tasty. Oh wait, I forgot to tell you. $34 all in. I think it was something like $34 for this. I mean, $18 for the drink, $18.50, and $13.50 for the chicken tenders. That's $31 plus tax. My goodness, that's with my discount. It's just not like it used to be, man. Cheers, Fresh Bake. Let's get back to work. Almost forgot the rules. We can't get back to work until I finish what I started. Every drink must be finished. Those are the rules. Almost. By the way, it's difficult to get that caramel and waffle crumbles to play in the drink. You are basically just getting the cold brew. It's still delicious though. Now we get back to work. Sounds like we made it just in time-ish for the little cavalcade they do out here. Let's see if we can catch any of this. It's kind of hard to see. I think, what did that take, about 20 seconds for it to pass by us? That's the end of the show. Everybody get back to what you're doing. Getting to Route 66, and we found a slightly busier Route 66 when we arrived here a year ago. And I would still say even though it was busier than we expected, what we're seeing today now is busier still. It was a 10-minute wait last year. 1 year ago today, 10-minute wait for Mater's. And like we saw before, it's incrementally busier. We're calling this a 15-minute wait, although it might be, hello, it might be on the extreme end of that 15 minutes, because you're lucky if you get this in 15, is what I'm saying. I've been in this queue and it was about 15 to 20 minutes, but this is pushing the limits of that 15. I'm surprised they're calling it that. Normally they would call this Q20, I think. Had to fight the urge just now. The temptation was so strong to get in that ride. But I ride Mater's all the time. I actually if we're lucky, I want to see if we can't get on the Luigi's. I feel in the mood to jump into a Luigi's queue today. But for now, let's check out the rest of Cars Land. It is 12:58 as we enter the Cozy Cones. Not nearly as busy as we saw it 2 weeks ago. This is kind of chill here. Nobody waiting in the churro line. There was a big queue here 2 weeks ago for churros. Ice cream cones, obviously, although it is starting to warm up, you can see that that morning haze has burned off, which is usually the case here in Southern California. By noon or so, it tends to burn off. And a reasonable sized wait here at the Cozy Cones to place an order. But yeah, I'm not seeing a lot of heat here, not a lot of action. Things have actually chilled out a little bit. And I think we're gonna see more of the same here. It flows, my goodness. I can see through the doors. Not sure if you can yet, but there's hardly anybody in here. At 1 o'clock, it is officially lunchtime. There are two guests. 2. So don't worry, don't bother trying to get a mobile order here. Just get in that queue and place it, and you'll have your food in no time. It's actually a longer wait to get your mobile order right now at 11 minutes than it is to go standby, which is just an absolute miracle here at Flow. Typically that is never the case. Wow, okay, so what happened to this afternoon? I'm having trouble processing this. You know what I mean? I'm having trouble figuring out. The script has flipped almost completely. When we talk about that narrative, when you're at Disneyland, and does that narrative keep continuing throughout the day? You know, in terms of the crowds, etc. It is absolutely flipped right now. I'm very confused, and I don't know why, because if anything, the weather's gotten better. It's a more wonderful day. The skies are clear. What's not to love? We'll cross the street. Luigi's is sporting a posted. Oh, that's perfect. Absolutely perfect. Posted 5 minutes. Just what the doctor ordered if we're going to get in a queue today. I like the looks of that. We'll just take this thing all the way. If it's 5 minutes, we should get all the way to the topiary, the card's topiary, if it is indeed 5 minutes. Guys, do you remember back in the day when you had to wait in all this? When Cars Line first opened, you had to wait in this queue. Nothing here. Oh my God, oh my God. What is happening? I don't understand. It is almost identical to last year where everything was slow except for the 4 key attractions. Mission Breakout, Toy Story, Incredicoaster, and Raider Springs Racers. But I was right, the topiary, we're actually past the topiary. And we're in the next rotation. Those guys are gonna ride right now, and when they're done, we're going next. Befuddled is a word that I would use right now. I'm befuddled considering how this morning started and where we are now at 1:02 p.m. walking on to Luigi's on December 15th, peak at the height of the Christmas crowds.
And keep your eye on your
Again, I have to ask this question, is this design? You know what, I should look. What is the status? I want to look and see what the calendar looks like. We don't usually do a calendar review at DCA. We usually save that for our State of Disneyland reports. But while we're here and we have a minute, Magic Key calendar. Okay, hang in there with me. Inspire Key. No, it's sold out. So is tomorrow. What?
Anywhere inside, please. Welcome.
Thank you. Today is sold out. Tomorrow's sold out. What about? Wait, hold on. And interestingly, although it's not sold out, it is a DCA start only. I mean, it's 1 o'clock, so that doesn't really play anymore. But if it were morning, you would say you couldn't get a start at Disneyland. But I don't understand. I honestly don't understand. So it's so confusing to me that there's got to be something else that at play here besides just whether or not the park is full. There's some other factor because the park is not full, but you would have a difficult time getting in today if you tried. Oh, okay. I thought I was going to get a car there for a second. Looks like I'm getting Peach. You know what I mean? I've been doing this a long time. I'm coming to the parks every single week for going on 13 years now. The better part of, I would say the last 3 or 4 years, I'm here 3 times a week. I've got more than adequate amount of experience coming to the park and seeing crowds, you know, and how things vary. And to this day, I still cannot put my finger on what drives the, okay, I'm gonna ask you guys, looking at that calendar we just saw just now for single day tickets, raise your hand, tell me, how many of you make same day decisions? How many of you make same day decisions to come to the park? And you look at the calendar and you're like, okay, well, it's open for a single day ticket, I'm gonna go to Disneyland. I can't imagine we were the face-off car, that was cool. I can't imagine that's a big number, right? The reservation system has made people plan in advance, especially that it's the case for Magic Keys. Magic Keys can't make the spur of the moment decisions because you never know if you're like, you don't want to wait. You got to make that reservation because you don't know if that spot is going to be there for you because it hardly ever is. At least not during this time of year, but all of a sudden today, well, actually, no, I take that back. It is sold out today. They should be letting Magic Keys in the park today. That's what I'm saying. They should be letting Magic Keys in the park. That should say open. Considering the level of crowds that we're seeing right now, the gates should be open for Magic Keys, but they're not. And that tells me that something else is the reason why they're not. What is that reason? For real though, raise your hand. When have you made a same-day reservation in the past 6 months, even? Same-day reservation, be that for single-day ticket or for Magic Keys. Uh-oh, we got a little bit of drama here. There's a fork in the road. Which way do we go? We're gonna go to the right. We're gonna go to the right at the fork in the road. Scene from the Muppet movie has been permanently burned into my brain. If you've seen the Muppet movie, you know what I'm talking about. There's a fork in the road. I saw that, when I was, knee-high to a grasshopper, and I still, to this day, that's one of the images that are just absolutely burned into my brain. Oh, well, this is interesting. I was noticing it was kind of silent, kind of quiet over here by Raider Springs Racers, and I was wondering how that could be. And obviously, well, that tells the story. It is closed. It's not a planned closure, obviously. They're supposed to be on schedule today. We got cast members out here, but yep, chains are up. No queue to speak of, so I can't even analyze what the wait time might be. Well, it's been closed a while, actually. I'm looking at Theme Park IQ, and it's been closed since 9:30, so that's what, almost 4 hours that it's been down. By the way, okay, when you see something like that, do try to figure out, if you can, go to Theme Park IQ. They show you the wait times, and you look at that bar, you see a bunch of empty spots where there should be blue bars. That's a sign that that's how long it's been closed. They stop measuring wait times when it closes, obviously. So it's been down since 9:30. If you're trying to decide should we come back, take that into consideration that it's been closed for 4 hours, or will be closed for 4 hours. Not a good look. And as we walk by, I can see that they're not even cycling vehicles. Vehicles are still paused on the track. You had better be right here when they open those gates again. When this attraction comes back online, don't be on the other side of the park because you'll be too late. If you're going to try to rope drop this breakdown, you need to be within 5-10 minutes of the entrance here. Otherwise, by the time you get here, it'll be absolutely bonkers. And you're going to be competing first, above all else, with who knows how many Lightning Lane guests who purchased that $18 Lightning Lane. Every single one of those are going to go before you as well. It's an uphill fight. It is not the discount that you think it's going to be unless you are right here when it happens. So you have to be, this is where it sucks, because now you got to be constantly on your phone checking Raider Springs Racers to see if it's coming online. Maybe you're hanging around in the area. You could try to try to see if, listen for them to turn on house lights, or listen for them to turn on the house music and look for ride vehicles testing. But this scene that we're seeing right now is not good. Raider Springs Racers is going to be a tough battle for those guests trying to get in when it reopens. We will do our best to do just that as we finish our tour around DCA. We'll be watching the tip board as closely as possible, and if we happen to see the attraction reopen while we're here, we'll try to rush over here if we can, just to see. We'll clock it to see how long it takes and what it looks like when we arrive. Although it's, like I said, it's already been 4 hours and there's no movement out there. There's crew. They're doing something. I don't know what that rig is for that they were doing on the track and what they're trying to accomplish. But the fact that it's been 4 hours and the cars haven't even been brought back into the house, or there's no vehicle testing, suggests that this is a non-standard delay. It could still be a little while longer. We may not even catch it before the end of this show. We're not going to catch Baymax this afternoon. We do have footage here from from last year, and it was busy-ish in San Francisco last year. Coming up on Cocina, and the queue looked busy-ish, but look at this today. That is what we look at. It's broken containment now. So we're back to, it's considerably and visibly busier here compared to last year, especially in this dining location. Not the case at Flo's. Everybody that was going to Flo's is not, maybe it is because Radiator Springs Racers was broke down. That's why there's not as many guests in that area, because they're not coming here. They're going other places. Those guests are being distributed elsewhere in the park. So we're finding more people here in San Francisco perhaps than we would have found at Flo's. Oh my God. I don't think I do this a lot. It's become sort of a cliche, but I'll say it again. I don't think I've ever seen this before. This being this size queue at Aunt Cass Cafe. We've seen it out the door from time to time. Sometimes it gets out the door, but it never breaks out here into the seating area. That's the back of the queue is now curling around. My goodness. Wow. This is the back of the queue for Aunt Cass Cafe. And it also, I mean, and they're using the switchbacks in front of the door. It's wild. Wild. I don't even have to go in there. Unprecedented. I don't think I've ever seen that. And this day doesn't seem to be any more, major than other days we've seen. It's just, I feel like this is the redistribution. Hi guys. It's again, that redistribution of guests. The queue at Cocina was huge. What is it about these days? I've noticed this recently. Getting to the park, the queues are not bad. The queues are not terribly busy, but it's busy in the streets, and it's especially busy in the dining, in the queues, the standby queues for the dining locations. We've seen huge lines for churros, for popcorn, for whatever. You go to any dining location in the Jolly Holiday, they were sold out 3 days. I've seen 3 days already in the last week or so, where by 10 or 11 a.m. in the morning, all the mobile order slots are gone for the day. Not anything like, I don't know what, you know what, I should look at this. I should look at Cocina. Let's see, Lucky Fortune is at 24 minutes. Aunt Cass Cafe is at 29 minutes. And Cocina is at 39 minutes. So it's not, hours and hours and hours into the future like we saw, hey, how are you? Like we saw at Disneyland where it was, all day for Jolly Holiday, or 3 or 4 hours for Bango Barbecue, 3 or 4 hours for Hungry Bear. That is not the case here, but still busier than usual, for sure. And let's see, as we make our way out, before we look at the tip board, just trying to see if I can't find any empty tables. There you go, guys. Hi, guys. It's nothing. Very busy here at San Francisco. Just, you can feel it. You can see it and you can feel it. Very stressful, or it can be. All right, with that, we're gonna make our way across the wonderful and beautiful San Francisco Bridge. There you guys are, hi. And go take a look at the tip board. All right, let's check things out as of 1:34 in the afternoon. Golden Zephyr, standard 5 minutes. Goofy Sky School, 40 minutes. I would say that's a little busier than normal. Return time is light at just about 45 minutes. Grizzly River around 5 minutes. It's, it's toasty out, but it's not, I don't think it as yet is 70. So I can get why people may not want to get on Grizzly. Guardian, 60 minutes. So it's gone up. We called that a walk. We called that a go situation. And I think we're being, validated on that, because that's an opportunity. What we saw back there at that 45-minute queue was an opportunity. That opportunity has passed. That opportunity is no more. You should have gone in then, as opposed to wait for something else. It is now a 6.5-hour return time also for Lightning Lane, which is pretty high considering the time of day, etc. Incredicoaster, 45 minutes. That's a little on the high side also. Return time in 2 hours. I'm looking across the bay there, and I do think I see the queue out there in the on the pier itself. Motion Whirlwind, Jesse's, Jellyfish are all walk-ons. Little Mermaid at 30. That's high-ish. It's a little high. 30 minutes. I'm looking behind me. I don't even see a queue. Where are they getting 30 minutes? It almost looks like it's not even open. Maybe we'll do a drive-by there real quick before we get, before we go to the pier. Luigi's has no wait time, so that must have been a breakdown. Jingle. Mater's is at 20 minutes, a little higher than we found it. I actually would have called that a 20-minute queue when we were there before. Let's see, Monsters standard at 45, 2-hour return time. Pixar Pal around at 20. Radiator Springs still closed, so we can't go and check on that to see what that return time looks like. We'll keep an eye open. Silly Symphony Swings is 5. Soarin' 45. That's high-ish for Soarin'. For the kind of weather we're having today, a little bit chilly. 45 minutes is probably on the high-ish side. Toy Story, an hour. Yeah, so it's busy. Web Slinger's at 25, so it went down. It went down from what did we see? It was at 40. Although I did say definitely not 40, probably closer to 30. And that's being validated by the wait time that we're seeing now, so that came down. But otherwise, a fairly routine-looking queue. Just the big 4 attractions again are hitting max capacities. Toy Story, Soarin', although I wouldn't have called Soarin' the big 4 before, but that's one of them. Monsters, not a big 4, but it's at 45. What was the other one? Oh yeah, Radiator Springs Racers, and Credit Coaster, and Guardians. Everything else is pretty standard. Yeah, look, I just did that drive-by we're talking about. Little Mermaid, not a single soul in sight. How are they calling this a 30-minute queue? You got me. It's not even approaching it. It looks closed, but I can see some guests. That if you had said this was closed, I would have totally believed you. But I could see guests at the door. Not only is it not 30 minutes, there's no queue anywhere. There's guests walking in. The queue is right there at the door. There's about maybe 10 guests before the door. That's a 5-minute wait. That's a literal walk-on. You would wait longer to order right here at what is this, Holiday Duets? Yeah, you would wait longer to place your order at Holiday Duets than you would to get in your clamshell for Ariel's Undersea Adventure. Now, we've got a tour to do on Pixar Pier. We're going to come back around here to Ariel's later on in the afternoon. We'll double check on that, but that is, I don't know where they're getting that 30 minutes from. That's an absolute fabrication. All right, let's in fact make that trip into Pixar Pier. We'll check in on Incredicoaster, Pixar Pal Around, Toy Story Midway Mania, Inside Out Emotional Whirlwind. I expect to find a queue at Incredicoaster and a queue at Toy Story, but not so much elsewhere.
4, 3, 2, 1.
There goes the Incredicoaster. Hey! And yes, I could see from across the way that the queue is up onto the pier. Single rider is also pretty lengthy. People are digging Incredicoaster this afternoon. Here it was last year, it was just dead as disco, man. There was nobody down there in the extended area. Of course, nobody on the pier itself, but it was absolute dead here at Incredicoaster a year ago. Shocking to see the condition that it's in today by comparison. So I feel like there is no comparison. That it is absolutely, I mean, every single time we've had to measure a queue, it's been at best the same. Nothing has been lighter than before. We are out here on Pixar Pier. This is always a sign that you can expect some kind of wait. Still just under 30 minutes though. You can handle this in about 30 minutes or less. So it's not like it's unrideable, but certainly busier by a fair order of magnitude than we saw a year ago. Hi guys, how are you? We'll go take a peek inside though. I want to see what that posted wait time says and what the standby queue looks like down here. Crowded. So they now have the posted wait time at 40 minutes, which it is not. It'll probably be closer to 25 or 30. Posted 40. We're seeing a lot of movement here. That's good. The movement coming into the queue. 1, 2, 3 sections. I see at least 3 sections moving, maybe 4. So that's pretty good. Also, it's moving okay. Yeah, definitely busy. Somebody asked me, is it busy? I don't want to get the wrong idea. I'm not saying it's busy, because it's still not that bad. This is still a very agreeable park today. But just in terms of our analysis over last year for this year, we got to say it's busier, man. And that's still a go. I'd absolutely get in that queue right there, 100%. And this park today is still absolutely gettable. It's almost, because like I said, somebody asked if it was busy, and I'm like, it started out pretty busy, but it's kind of okay right now. It's kind of okay. Which makes that scene that we found last year even more surprising. What was it different about last year versus this year? I don't know. That was a rhetorical question, I guess. Oh my. Look at this. It's closing up this section on the way to Toy Story. It's getting positively tight up here. Looking forward to seeing what we have posted up here. I think I see a sign that says 60 minutes. Okay, let's see if we can't find our way through here. Lightning, 50 minutes. Okay, it's posted 50. There's Lightning Lane. Those are guys, whoa! Just trying to check in. It's not as bad as it looks. There is a wait. There is a wait for Lightning Lane. Not a bad one. And that's probably not a 50-minute queue, I have to say. Back to the queue here. You got maybe 10 minutes before you get to the door. Inside the door is what I wanted to say. I know I've done this before. 16 minutes. I think inside that room is 16 minutes, 4 minutes per switchback, and then another 5 minutes out here. So you're looking at 10, 6, 26, 36 minutes to get to your vehicle. And that's with the Lightning Lane that you see here. So this is a go situation for me. I like the looks of this queue. It looks pretty good to me, and we've got movement out here. We see guests moving out here in the extended part of the queue. We can't look inside, but those are all good visuals for Toy Story right now. Not typically going to find super big discounts at Toy Story, even on a slow day. Even on a slow day, like last year, it was slow, and the queue was still pretty big there because there's certain key attractions are just they're gonna fill up, no matter what. Space Mountain at Disneyland, Indiana Jones, Toy Story Midway Mania, Mission Breakout. Doesn't matter how dead the park is, those attractions are gonna fill up. And that brings us to the Pixar Pal Around, where last year, as we continue our analysis comparing this year to last year we found a decent sized wait there for the non-swinging side around the corner, which is, longer than typical, but practically nothing in the swinging side. That was a nominal wait, maybe 10 or 15 minutes at best. Arriving here a year later at the Pixar Pal Around, we're finding a similar queue-ish. Slightly shorter queue here on the left for non-swinging. That's about a 15-20 minute wait there at the corner, but nowhere near as long, or I should say considerably longer. Actually, just a few minutes ago I saw the queue up in this spot as well, but a considerably longer queue here than we saw last year. This was virtual walk-on, but that's a good 20-25 minute wait there on the swinging side. So again, things are fractionally busier, but not incredibly so. That's still both of these. Considering the traffic that we're seeing today, both of these are pretty much go situations for me. And I would know I'm on that thing at least once a week. Every single Friday, I'm on the Pixar Pal Around. I have been for months now, and will be probably for the foreseeable future. And by that I mean years. For the next few years, I'll be riding the Pixar Pal Around to check in on construction of the Coco attraction that's going in right behind me, where the Pixar Promenade is there, and behind Bing Bong's, right behind us, is where they're going to be building the Coco attraction. We have an update on that. I'm hearing, if you watch our construction reports, you'll know that we've been tracking what's happening on those trees out there. On the other side of the park right here, outside the perimeter, is Disneyland Drive. And those trees along Disneyland Drive have been flagged. There's ribbons around them indicating that they are going to be removed, and to watch out, for electric or water, utilities. Anyway, they're going to be removing those trees out there in preparation for expanding the perimeter of the park in that direction, right? So my understanding is that it could be it's possible in the next couple of weeks they might start the actual removal of those trees back there. They might start the actual demo. It's early stages. It may not happen, but it's possible that it could. Now, some have suggested that it could be they have to wait until the Run Disney event is over in February, and that's true. We'll keep our eyes and ears open. Stay tuned to Fresh Baked. Stay tuned to our construction reports for those updates. Those construction updates happening every Monday. We do a construction report every Monday here on Fresh Baked, giving you the latest news. And this is basically all that's happening right now, is what's happening at Avengers Infinite Defense and the Coco stuff that's going to be happening back there. This is Emotional Whirlwind, posted 15 minutes, which looks about right. It's actually kind of busy for Emotional Whirlwind. This is pretty busy. That's about 3 rotations, maybe 4. So you're looking at about 4 minutes each, 3 to 4 minutes each. You're in your gondola in 12 to 16 minutes is my guess. By the way, while we are asking you to follow us along here on Fresh Baked for those construction reports, do also follow us along on our social media accounts. Twitter, we're on Twitter. I still call it that. Fresh Baked Disney, that's fresh with no E, where we update guys on random conversational points there. And then we're also on Instagram, _freshbaked. You can also follow us on our app, freshbakedpresents.com. It's a web-based app. Go to freshbakedpresents.com. You can follow us there. We will keep more direct communication. It's like another social media app, but it's just for you and just for me, nobody else. And you get to participate by contributing to conversations about construction reports such as Coco. We were alerted to the ribbons on those trees by a user on freshbakedpresents.com telling us, there are ribbons, David, on the trees out there. That's how we found out. Join the cause there, join freshbakedpresents.com. You can also take a look at our merchandise shop. We have a merch shop connected to that page where you can buy t-shirts. We have t-shirts like the 4 Mountain Challenge t-shirt. We've got the Ride of Tree t-shirt. We've got the Rope Drop the Rope Top t-shirt. And of course, the standard fresh baked gear. All of that, links in the description. We'll hang a left because there's a show about to happen out there. So we'll come in here. Hi guys. We'll check things out at Paradise Garden, which is always a happening place. I want to go check out Boardwalk Pizza and Pasta. I keep forgetting that I want to have lunch here. It's so late in our day that I forget to maybe I have to start earlier and come over here and ninja a meal and then talk about it later. But I'm usually already having had eaten by now, by the time we arrive at Boardwalk Pizza and Pasta. But it's been a very long time since I've had a meal here. If I ever come back here, I'm usually eating at Paradise Garden Grill because I enjoy their menu very much. And it changes a lot, whereas the menu here is a little bit, the same every time. Hardly ever changes. Pasta. That's actually a pretty decent queue right there for pasta. Pizza in the middle. That actually, oh my gosh, that actually looks very appetizing right now. I very much want to have that slice of pizza. I gotta remember to do this next time we're here in 2 weeks. They will still be serving the Festival of Holidays pizza. That is the roasted turkey with butternut squash slice. I don't think I'll be having that. There's a pepperoni. Looks very appetizing. You can get a slice and come over here and pick up a salad. They've got, let's see, the Caesar salad, the side Caesar right there. Looks kind of tiny. Heavy on the Caesar dressing though. Be careful that they put a lot of dressing on that. The wedge salad, never had that before. That looks like a lot. That looks like a lot, I'm not gonna lie. And then the Italian chef salad, now that looks absolutely delicious. I would love to get into that next time. Next time we're gonna do it. 2 weeks. I'll see you here, Fresh Baked. Don't let me forget, okay? We'll see you here in 2 weeks. Slice and a salad from Boardwalk Pizza and Palace. Boardwalk Pizza and Pasta and salad. That's why I said Palace. No waiting out here, it looks like. Well, limited waiting for Paradise Garden. Although, oh no, they do have 2. Always be mindful of how many cashiers they have out here. When they're down to 2 or down to 1, that's when it's time to place a mobile order. But if they have 2, you're pretty safe here typically, just doing standby and walking up. I do need to come here and finish this menu. As I was talking about before, I think I've tried everything on the holiday menu here, but this is one place I haven't. All I've tried so far is the tacos dorados de camarón. We got those on our second trip or second visit for festival, but I haven't tried the achiote chicken. I haven't tried the al pastor torta, although I'm not sure if I will. I'm really interested in that carne asada with burrito. That looks fantastic. Marinated steak tips, Spanish rye. Oh my gosh, that sounds amazing. And I have not yet tried the esquites loaded chips, and I do love esquites. The problem that I have with the chips, like the loaded fries and things like that, is that it's too big to be a side order that you get with something else, but too small to be a meal. I don't know where to put it. Like, do I just have that and then go find something else to eat somewhere else? Because it's like 12 bucks. And I'm a price conscious guy, so it's always difficult for me to get into those. We did finally do it over at Smoke Jumpers with those loaded fries, but I was still very hungry after that. It was not a meal. All right, we got Goofy Sky School coming up next. Oh, okay, they got a show, that's right. They're doing that, what is it, the whatchamacallit show? Mirabelle? Is it Mirabelle, I think, out here? I think. All right, to Goofy Sky School. 50 minutes, there you go. I don't think I have last year's footage, but I'm sure it wasn't 50 minutes. Although I don't think this is either. They're calling it 50, but they're only using this one switchback out here that is beyond the normal. Normal is not here and not here. Normal is just the ramp and then this section right there. That is pretty, that's like an average day. You know, the go, no go situation is right about that mark. And then things start to get a little bit dicey once you leave that point. But we're not that far outside of it. We're not that far outside of the standard. Although I can say, oh, that looks nasty. Looking at the lightning queue, all those folks that are posted against the fence right here, that's the back of the lightning queue right there. That's a bad look. Those guys are gonna have to wait a little bit. And this, I mean, it looks like this because the vehicles are continuous, so it feels like it should go quick, and I guess it does. But there's only 4 guests per vehicle. I don't know, you could probably get through this pretty quick. I would call this queue that I'm looking at right now probably 30 or 35 minutes. Yep, there she is, Mirabel, Encanto.
Welcome to our very own Fiesta de Navidad! I just love the holidays!
That's a real Mirabel.
And over there, that's nuestra comida! We did friends for this home. She wants to be strong, like her sister, Luisa. And there's Diego! He's like obsessed with my Uncle Bruno's mysterious past. For the reality, the more Bruno's not scary. Fascination. So music when the love song is time. This is my family, a perfect constellation.
I just now realized that we made that left back there to get into Paradise Garden. We forgot to look at Jumpin' Jellyfish, but there's nobody in this queue right now for Jumpin' Jellyfish, although I don't typically use Jumpin' Jellyfish as a barometer of how busy it is. Not a problem that there's nobody in here. It is still a busy day here. But yeah, there's like 2 or 3 guests in that queue. They are running both sides, which is good. And I don't see anybody below the stair. You can kind of see the stairs down there. Do you guys see that? If the stairs are empty, that's absolutely a go situation for Silly Symphony. The only time I ever get worried is when the queue is beyond the stairs and down there in that little temporary collection area. But it looks like you can get right onto Silly Symphony right now as well. Empty stairs right there. Go. Same story here at Golden Zephyr. If you ever see this bottom section empty, that's definitely a go situation, although there really is no queue that I'm afraid of at Golden Zephyr or Silly Symphony or Jumpin' Jellyfish for that matter. Maybe less so Jellyfish. If they're running just one, then you know, one Jellyfish, one thing, then you might, you know, that might be a no-go situation, but otherwise, if they're running 2, just get in a queue, see. Very little change here at Little Mermaid. We did a drive-by earlier where the queue was at the door. It's gotten a little bit busier, but still practically a walk-on still. There's a few guests up here where we didn't see any before, but that's still just gonna be maybe a 5-8 minute wait there. And by the way, I just checked Radiator Springs Racers. We were to keep an eye on that to see if it opens up and find out what that standby looks like. It is still closed, so it's been closed now for going on 5 hours. It's been almost 5 hours that Radiator Springs Racers has been closed. Really hoping that opens up before we leave, because I definitely don't want to do a study. It would be a great opportunity to show the dynamic changes that happen to an attraction of Radiator Springs popularity, of its caliber, and how quickly a queue can change and how quickly you need to be ready to react to when it does open. But still, nothing happening there. But we're running out of time. We're nearing the end of our day. It's 2:15 as I record this. We have been on air filming. Hi guys. We've got 3 hours on the clock so far. Normally we're done in 3:30, 3.5 hours, 4 hours. So you know, we just got Grizzly Peak here. That's our last stop for the afternoon. Looks pretty quiet here though. I'm not seeing very many, I haven't seen any rafts go up the lift here. Oh, there goes one. Is it full? I see 1, 2, 3, maybe 3 guests in that raft. Another one just went in. Here comes another raft here. That one looks kind of full. But it looks like you're gonna have an easy time of getting on Grizzly River Run. We'll check in on that in a minute. But first, let's take a walk. A nice chill walk through Redwood Creek Challenge.
Alright, friends. There's presents scattered around.
Always a delight, especially during the holiday season. I regret that we're not able to enjoy this much longer. I wish they would do this sooner than November, 14th or 15th. I wish they would get this going. I mean, I guess that takes a little while. Does it take 2 weeks, really, to install this skin? I feel like it shouldn't. I feel like it shouldn't, but it does. You just gotta, put this sign up. Right here, hey, meet Santa. I guess it takes a while to put together the Santa Claus meet and greet, situation over there. Because that's also, wait, do they? No, they don't. Villains Grove does not go through there. Villains Grove goes up the stairs and around. So they could work on that while they're doing Halloween. Never mind all that. We're here to reflect.
Go with Alex, puppy. They went left. Yeah, they did.
I really need to get one of these rooms someday. I think that's DVC though. This whole building is DVC. It faces this direction towards Redwood or faces out towards the rest of DCA back there and picks up here in the lagoon. I think that whole building is DVC, so not likely I'll ever get. I've had 1 or 2 opportunities here, but not much otherwise.
White stance to stabilize it and just sliding back and forth.
Oh, it looks like they're having a duck race. That poor duck is, there's a duck that's stuck down there. Oh my gosh, he's stuck. Not gonna happen. And the finish line is right over there somewhere. But that duck is still stuck. It won't get out. Oh, there it goes. It finally got free. Very wobbly here. Fish eating a coyote. Looks like the Santa Claus meet and greet is set, but no Santa. Santa's on a break. Probably having some cookies. Which they used to do. You guys remember you could make your own cookies out here? They had a whole station set up. You would buy just like a sugar cookie or whatever, and they would give you frosting. And then you could also get, an adult beverage, like a whiskey, or what do you call it? Irish hot chocolate or something like that. The cookies were kind of terrible. It was. I did it once or twice, and I'm like, I don't know. It was like $19 to build a cookie, and I'm like, I don't think I want to do that again. For average taste, the cookies are not even going to eat. Like, what is even the point? I want to be able to eat the cookie when I'm done, but it's just not very good. It wasn't very good. But it looks like that queue is building here as they wait for Santa to make his return. There's the end of it there, or the beginning, I should say, and it curls all the way around here. Let's see. It goes through here, and I think it does go beyond. You have to kind of come around the other side to meet Santa. That's a healthy wait. Can we find the back of the queue on this side? No. That might be it there. That might be the back of the queue there, I think, because they don't put the queue on the bridge itself. They pause you. So that's the back of the queue. That's probably 20, 30 minutes is my guess. Of course, it probably won't matter as you're watching this because this is the last time we're going to be here before the Christmas holiday. So I don't know, man. Get over here quick if you want to meet Santa, I guess. Just a week. Just a week to go. That's a full raft. Another full raft coming up. presently 68 degrees and sunny and clear out, maybe even marginally toasty. Not a problem at all. I would definitely, I don't like getting wet. I don't like being cold or wet, but I would definitely be okay with riding that right now. I've done it in worse conditions than this. So this is an absolute bargain if you're a fan of Grizzly River, which you should be, because it is probably the single best themed attraction, maybe in either park. I think it's absolutely magnificent. They just shut it down. I was just gonna. It's posted 5 minutes. It was empty before. It's a walk-on right now, but it sounds like they just shut it down.
Thank you for your understanding.
Yeah, that's what she was just saying. Thank you for your understanding. There's nobody in this queue though right now. An absolute walk-on. Now, what do? We saw guests going up just a few minutes ago. We saw guests in rafts. There are guests out there in rafts right now in this attraction. You can walk a guest off Radiator Springs Racers. We saw empty cars. Guests got out of the car and they walked back to the house. I wonder how hard, what do they do? If there's anybody who knows, what is the evac procedure for a Grizzly River run? Do they just send you back to the house in the boat? Or do they deboard you out there in the middle of the track? We're gonna pause, we're gonna stand by here to see if any rafts are moving, which at the moment I don't see any. I haven't, for example, seen any rafts go by upstairs there. Definitely nothing happening there. Nor have I seen any rafts come down this final drop or around the final turn. By the way, also, still no, the fountains, the geysers have been off for a little while.
Safety, please remain seated with your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside your raft with your seatbelt securely fastened. A river guide will be with you shortly.
Well, there you go. That's your answer. They're asking guests to stay in the boat, stay in the raft, and then a river guide will be out to get you. So they do find some way, I guess. There's no place for us to see it. There's no place for me to see it and capture what happens, but it sounds like they are sending, there probably are stop zones. They probably let the boats drift to a certain stop zone where they have the ability to deboard guests safely and then walk them down the stairs. I would probably imagine somewhere around the actual woof is my guess. Home stretch it is now. Heading to Grizzly Peak Airfield, where Soarin' appears to be nominal. I can see the back of the queue here, but it's not that deep over there. I would expect to find a 45-minute posted wait time. We'll see when we get there. The queue last year looked about the same, pretty nominal, nothing too scary. Probably 40-45 minutes there on that day as well. And we're seeing perhaps maybe a slightly longer queue here today. I don't believe, based on that footage that I saw before, that it was going all the way to the rear of the building where they are today, but they are showing a post of 40 here. Well, the queue looks to be moving pretty good, although they probably just let in a batch. This is fine, this is normal. When it comes to Soarin', that's what you want to look for. Just nothing too scary or demanding, and obviously you're looking for a wait time that shows that they're running both theaters. 40 minutes with that queue that we're seeing there, that's a signal that both screens are running and they're operating at typical capacity. And finally, one last comparison. Here's how we look today as we make our way back to Carthay Circle. Here's how it looked last year, a year ago. Again, it's not even close, really. It's not even close. Wide open as we approach Carthay Circle on this day a year ago today. Definitely more busy and more crowded. I think it's official. We can finally conclude, although I hadn't really had any doubt ever since we were in Hollywood Boulevard and Buena Vista Street. No doubt at all. Day has in fact been considerably busier than the same day was last year, and I feel like that does, by extension, translate to the rest of the holiday season. I'm pretty sure, because I remember thinking, not just that DCA report we did a year ago, but in other visits to both Disneyland and DCA, it was very slow. It was a very slow holiday season. Still not max capacity here this year at all. Still not the busiest I've ever seen, but there are more people here for the holiday season this year than there were last year. Thank you guys very much for joining us. I appreciate you hanging out with us for this hour plus, the best dang hour you're gonna spend watching guests walk around California Adventure. I hope you enjoyed. Be safe out there, be kind to one another. Fresh baked.